Hello and welcome to the Gifford Gymnasium for the second game of our basketball doubleheader between your Wayne Hills Patriots and the Wayne Valley Indians. I'm John Vittas here with Anthony Scudillo. Anthony, last time we were together was on the football field at the new Meadowlands Stadium, and we find ourselves in the packed Gifford Gymnasium. Good to be back.
Well, John, it's been a while. I missed you. Now we're back in front of the camera. This time we actually get to commentate the game, so that's something great for us. And we saw a fantastic ending to the last game that we did. Let's hope we see another one here tonight.
Well, this is our first basketball game here on the slate this season. It's going to be a good one. Wayne Hills, Wayne Valley, it's always highly contested no matter who the favorite is. Wayne Hills comes in at 1-4, Valley 3-2. Valley's the presumptive favorite with the better record, but a lot of people think Wayne Hills has underachieved so far this year. Is that the case? Is Wayne Hills the favorite tonight?
Well, I've been talking to a lot of the players, John, and they just said it's been a little bit of inconsistent shooting. If they can make some shots tonight, they're definitely going to win this game.
Now, play down low is an issue for both of these teams. Wayne Hills loses a big force in Chris Fonte at 6'7" down low, along with Matt DeBlock and Mike Quinn. But this year, they have a new force in Peter Davies. He's a lot shorter than those guys, though, and he's the only guy down there. It's usually a disadvantage for Wayne Hills, but tonight, Wayne Valley has the same problem. Who's going to get the edge down there tonight, because it's going to be important?
Well, it's definitely going to be Pete Davies and Wayne Hills in the interior. Andrew Harris-Simchuk is really the only big guy for Wayne Valley, and he's a good 2 inches shorter and a good 30-pound lighter than Pete Davies, so I feel that he's going to dominate tonight.
Now, Wayne Hills has played some teams that we really haven't heard of so far this year, some unknown commodities. This is the first big-time game against a big-time opponent. The gym's going to be packed. They opened up both sides of the bleachers for this one. This is the first time these kids are playing in front of a huge crowd, especially the younger ones. How do they tune that out and hit their shots? Because like you said, it's going to be key for Wayne Hills to hit those threes.
Well, it seems like every game that Wayne Hills has against Wayne Valley, they come out hot and they come out strong, not only in football, not only in baseball, any sport you put out there, Wayne Hills always gives its best effort. So I think that adrenaline's going to take over tonight. They're not going to hear the crowd at all, and they're going to make those threes, which is what they need to do in order to get the W.
Now, last but not least, Anthony, one player from Wayne Hills tonight that needs to step it up to bring home the win, and what do they have to do well?
Well, it's going to be Pete Davies. Like you said, Wayne Valley does not have a strong interior post player. So if Pete can dominate the boards, get some offensive rebounds and some putbacks, Wayne Hills is going to win this one by a lot.
Well, you stole my pick, Anna, but I'm going to go with the two senior guards, Matt Heskins and Sam Presser. It seems like the obvious pick, but they're going to have to hit their shots tonight and show that senior leadership if Wayne Hills wants to bring home the win. We'll be back with the opening tip after this. But here we go, Lucas will inbound the corner with 3 minutes to go. She gets it to Giametta. Giametta corrals it, puts a shot on net, deflected into the net. A goal by Brittany Galone, and Wayne Hills wins the North 1 Group 3 state championship.
Oh, baby, call your friends. Call your friends. Wayne Hills state champions, baby.
Couldn't script it any better, Joe. Couldn't script it any better myself.
What a shot by Brittany Galone off the deflection from Jacqueline Giametta, and Wayne Hills wins the North 1 Group 3 state championship in dramatic fashion.
The officials in tonight's game are Julio Gomez and Joe Wadaka. And introducing the coaching staffs, for the visiting Indians, head coach Joe Light and his assistant Doug Scott. And for the Patriots, head coach Paul Palick and his assistants John Goldstein, Phil Slater, Tim Palick, and Alex Lagasse. And now for the starting lineups for the visiting Indians. Senior guard number 20, Justin Diapolito, number 20. Senior guard number 41, Andrew Harris-Simchuk, number 41. Senior forward number 23, Anthony Virilli, number 23. Senior forward number 55, Tom Larinaga, number 55. And sophomore center, number 40, Andrew Keene, number 40. And for the Patriots, Senior guard number 5, Mike Drees, number 5. Junior guard number 11, Darius Haber, number 11. Senior forward number 35, Matt Heskins, number 35. Senior forward number 42, Sam Pressler, number 42. And senior center number 40, Peter Davies, number 40. Ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you now please rise as we honor America with the playing of our national anthem.
Excuse me. And there you see the Goonies of Wayne Hills High School back after a 1 or 2 season hiatus. Back on the court, I'm John Vittas here with Anthony Scudillo. So Anthony, there you see the Goonies. They're back for another year of action after taking a slight break last year.
John, I haven't seen this many people since the state game last year against West Milford, in which Wayne Hills lost that game. And, you know, West Milford's fans were much louder in that game. I'm looking for a good performance here from the Goonies tonight.
Well, Anthony, I was at the first game of the season this year between Wayne Hills and West Milford, and the West Milford Goonies, or whatever they call themselves, were here in force for that game. But also, ours were there as well. They got a big group of people, as you saw, and you'd expect them to make a lot of noise. They were a little quiet against West Milford, but hopefully they'll be fired up tonight as the Crosstown Indians come into the Gifford Gymnasium here at Wayne Hills. Not quite a packed audience, but pretty darn close. Not the state game we saw a couple years ago, but this is going to be an electric atmosphere here at Wayne Hills for the regular season matchup. Just the second time these two teams have faced off in the regular season of boys basketball. The first meeting, of course, coming last year, where Wayne Hills was able to come away with a dramatic 1-point win. So starting things off for the Indians is Justin Dapolito running the point. He'll get his offense set up for the 3-2 Indians of Wayne Valley High School.
Well, John, this is an offense that works off of double screens, and if Larinaga, you saw him with the ball there, can start off shooting hot, that's how you know the Wayne Valley offense is going to perform tonight.
Well, Dapolito swings it to Varelli, who pulls up for 3, and he hits it. That's Anthony Varelli getting on the board, and Wayne Valley jumps out to the early 3-0 lead.
Johnny saw it there, early shot, they got the double screen, and that's how their offense rolls.
Drees no good on the layup attempt. Keene with the board. Harris Simchuk in the corner. Cross-court pass to Varelli. Dapolito swings it to Laranengo from way downtown. No good. Rebounded by your boy, Peter Davies, down low. Anthony's key player with an early rebound. Pressler goes baseline in traffic, puts it up, and gets it to go. No foul on the play. Pressler went down hard, but he got the layup to go. And Hills pulls the deficit to within 1.
John, this is the kind of intensity you love to see in any basketball game, but especially when it's Wayne Hills, Wayne Valley, you love to see, just players come out firing.
Larinaga with the ball, swinging it to Harris Simchuk. Varelli in the corner. Dapolito around the screen, decided not to pull the trigger. Larinaga back over to Harasimchuk off the screen, kicks it out to Dapolito. Hill's defense not giving an inch. Larinaga working on Matt Heskins, the senior guard, not getting anywhere. So strong defense from Wayne Hills, and unfortunately for Valley, no shot clock, of course. Here's the sophomore Keene looking to give up the ball, and finally finds Larinaga. Keene, the only underclassman in the starting lineup for Wayne Valley. They start 4 seniors, as does Wayne Hills, with Darius Haber being the only underclassman as a junior in the starting lineup.
John, these are similar teams in the fact that all 4 start mainly guards that can shoot, except for Harasimchuk. He's a bigger guy that can shoot. But, you know, Wayne Hills and Wayne Valley, similar size matchup. It's going to be a shooting game.
Well, Varelli no good on the attempt, but they're going to call a foul under the basket on Sam Pressler, his first, team's first. But Anthony, strong defense from Wayne Hills down low. That possession was a minute long, and Wayne Valley could not get an open shot. Eventually, Varelli just chucked it up.
Yeah, it's going to be a slow game, John. That's the point of both of these teams' offenses. They work off screens. They try to find a good shot. If they can't find it, they continue running their offense.
And that's the attitude that first-year coach Paul Pollock has brought in here to Wayne Hills. They were a run-and-gun team the last couple of seasons with some great natural scorers. But Coach Pollock's strategy is defense and good ball movement on the offensive end, not rushing things as you just saw right there. Mike Drees had a man running down the floor, but he chose to hold back and run the offense. Darius Haber inside, kicks it out. Heskins wide open for 3, and he hits! Matt Heskins from downtown, and Wayne Hills takes a 5-3 lead.
That's what you got to do. Penetrate and throw it back outside.
Well, Heskins, if he's hot, he can put up a lot of points in a hurry. We saw that at home against West Milford in the opener. Heskins had just 5 points at the break. Actually, he might have had 3 points at the break, finished with 20. He put up most of those points in the fourth quarter, all of them late by hitting threes just like that in the corner. And Matt is a great shooter along with Pressler and just about everyone on this team. I mean, Wayne Hills has been a good shooting team, living off threes for as long as we've been in high school.
When we first got here, though, they had Joe Russo and Steve Lacarica. Different game now.
Well, they were more fiery personalities, but these players are very good themselves. Don't get them wrong. They do work hard in the offseason, and they're born and bred basketball players. As Harasimchuk gets inside, no good. The ball's tipped up in the air, and Pressler comes down with it. Davies had a hand on it and couldn't bring it in, and it was popped up and eventually came down to number 42, Sam Pressler. So Mike Drees runs the point as usual for this team. 3.5 minutes into it here in the first quarter. Hills with the 2-point advantage. Drees around the Davies screen over to Pressler. Heskins looking for Davies down low, and they're going to call a foul on Keene. His first of the game. That was a good call as he had an arm wrapped around number 40, Peter Davies.
See, that's a matchup I love tonight because Pete is a lot more physical than Andrew Keene, the sophomore. He's been in this game, a long time. He's taller, he's stronger. He's got a great chance tonight to put up some major points.
Well, Davies at 6'3", a Division I recruit at defensive end, and he brings that football mentality here to the basketball floor as he battles hard down low, and he's a rebounding specialist. Pressler gets inside and lays it in off the feet from Heskins. Sam Pressler gets on the board, and Hills goes up 7-3.
Great job there by Heskins finding the open man. Pressler with a nice cut underneath.
Well, those are the two guys that got a lot of playing time last season as Varelli hits the baseline jumper. His second field goal of the night. He has all 5 points for Wayne Valley. Cuts the Valley deficit to 2 as Valley will go into their full court pressure. Mike Drees looking to break it. Working on Dapolito, gets inside, loses his footing, and they call a travel as Drees rolled over on the floor. Turnover back over to the Indians.
John, I was talking to John Giardello, the main sub for this Wayne Hills Patriot team earlier today, and he said the key for this Wayne Hills defense is help. They're going to need to, break off the screens and then get back to that man. It's called help defense, and that's how they're going to win this game.
They haven't had to do that so far as the man-to-man defense has been just stifling here in the first quarter. A long-range jumper from Larinaga, and he hits it. That's a 28-footer from Larinaga, and the Indians take a 1-point lead.
See, they'll throw it up from anywhere, John.
Well, that was Tom Larinaga. one of two twins. John also gets a lot of playing time on this team. Dries gets inside, but no basket. They call a charge on Dries.
Every time.
They'll go back over to Wayne Valley. Safe to say Hills didn't like that call.
Yeah, questionable. It's always a questionable call.
Well, that's always a tough one down low. Of course, the NBA has that little arc that the defender has to stay outside of. That would have been right around that arc. Larinaga hands it off to Dapolito. We're going to see a lot of this around the arc, it looks like, with the man-to-man defense playing tight.
This reminds me a little bit of the Harlem Globetrotters.
I was watching them last night on ESPN.
They were on.
They always win, always.
Yeah.
As checking into the game for the first time is Arkin, as well as the freshman Scotty Wills, number 3. His first playing time of the night. You got to figure there's butterflies for him in a Wayne Hills-Wayne Valley matchup. By far the youngest kid on the floor.
Not only that, John, you know Wayne Hills is looking to hit a 3. Because when they bring him in, they're looking to shoot.
Well, we saw Wills come in against West Milford. Didn't come into the third quarter, but he came in and hit a 3 right away. He told me he doesn't feel any nerves. And he looked like he didn't in that West Milford game, but of course it's a whole different story tonight against Wayne Valley, the crosstown rival. And there you see him on the near side of the screen, number 3, as he has the ball right now. Swings it to Davies. Back over to Haber. Hills in that motion offense. Will's gonna pull up from downtown, no good off back iron. The rebound goes to Larinaga.
It's a good look there from Wills, though. Wide open shot. There's Scott Arkin getting to the hole and putting that one in for Wayne Valley.
Well, Scott Arkin's first basket of the game. He comes right off the bench and puts it in the hole. And Valley with a 3-point lead. Haber got inside, kicks it out to Wills. Hills chuck it up again. Scott Wills, no good off the back of the iron again. And they're going to call a foul on Andrew Harasimchuk of Wayne Valley. So the Patriots will get the ball back.
Comes John Giardello into the game. Well, now the 2 main subs are in the game. Scott Wills is in, and so is John Giardello. When Pete gets in foul trouble, that's who comes in.
Well, Davies, that's just his first foul, but Coach Pollock doesn't want to pick up a second quick one. And he'll get a minute and 40 break here at the end of the first quarter. John Giardello, the backup 5, shall we say, is not really a center. They get it down low to Harasimchuk, who lays it up. No good, a little too strong, but he's going to go to the line to shoot 2.
A little bit of a mismatch there for Heskins to guard Harasimchuk. Height difference and weight difference, but I guess they like the athleticism on Heskins, and also on the offensive side, they think Heskins can blow right by Harasimchuk.
Well, there's not a lot of big height on the floor tonight as Harasimchuk hits his first free throw. So it'll be interesting to see who dominates the paint, because no one on the floor is taller than 6'3", as Harasimchuk drains a pair and extends the Valley lead to 12-7, either team's largest lead of the contest. Pressler working on Varelli, and he almost lost it, gets it to Heskins, who swings it to the corner to Wills, open again. Third time the charm? No. Rebounded by Varelli.
Looked like Valley got away with a little bit of a push there. Pressler went to the ground.
I saw that. Larinaga with it, working on Heskins. Harasimchuk trying to post up Arkin, and they're going to call a push on Giardello. Hills' 16th foul already in this game. That's a lot for 7 minutes of play.
Another questionable call in my mind. Didn't see much contact.
Well, Giardello wasn't satisfied with the call, but 6 fouls in 7 minutes is a lot. Harasimchuk kicks it to Varelli, back over to Dapolito inside for Arkin. Posting up Harasimchuk, lays it up, no good. And maybe there, a little size disadvantage for Wayne Hills. Matt Heskins forced to play forward with the lack of size, and Harasimchuk just bigger, stronger, and probably about an inch taller than Heskins.
Well, you would think that they would put Pressler up on Harasimchuk, but they like Pressler guarding Larinaga. Those are similar players, both perimeter players. They want him blocking so he doesn't get those free shots.
Harasimchuk no good on the first attempt. 47 seconds to go here in the opening quarter. Goonies can't get in his head as Harris Simchuk nails the second 3 for 4 from the line here in this first quarter. Valley still in that full court press. They haven't got any turnovers off of it so far, but maybe disrupting that Hills passing game a little bit. Heskins, the no-look pass for Giardello. Lost it for a second, but is able to corral it. As Haber loses it, and they're going to call a foul on Arkin. Didn't see a reach in there, but they called it.
Davies is going to come back into the game now.
Well, with 31 seconds, Davies right back in for Giardello after Davies gets the 1-minute breather. Haber to inbound, gets it to Heskins down low up the screen, working on Larinaga. Matt puts it up, it was blocked by Varelli, but the foul is called on Larinaga. So Matt Heskins will go to the line.
They're going to bring John back in just to keep Pete out of foul trouble.
Heskins, a good free throw shooter.
It's been one of the things that has killed Hills so far in their first few games. Missed free throws.
Well, he hits the first one there, making it a 5-point deficit. Heskins and Pressler both with 4. No one else yet to score for Wayne Hills. So my key players, the 2 senior guards, leading the way scoring-wise so far.
You picked 2. That's not fair.
Well, you always mention them together, Heskins and Pressler.
No, they come as a duo.
They've been playing together their whole lives. The only 2 juniors to get a significant amount of playing time last season, and the leaders of this 2010-2011 club. So Wayne Valley going to hold the ball for the final shot. 11 seconds now. Dapolito off the screen. Back to Larinaga from almost half court. No good. Coach can't like that shot. 3 seconds to go. Haber over half court. Gives it to Wills. Back to Pressler trying to get it off. And he got the shot off, but it fell just short. Tough angle for Pressler. So at the end of 1 quarter of action, Wayne Valley leads Wayne Hills by a score of 13-9. We'll be back with the second quarter of action after this.
And that's the game! That is the game! Your Wayne Hills Patriots beat the Northern Highland Highlanders 4-1. There was pandemonium at Patriot Stadium. Wayne Hills 4, Northern Highlands 1. A great game by both teams, but obviously Wayne Hills coming out on top.
Back here at the Gifford Gymnasium on the campus of Wayne Hills High School for this boys basketball matchup between Hills and Valley. After 1 quarter of play, the Indians lead 13-9. Slow start for Wayne Hills offensively. They'll look to capitalize on some opportunities here in the second quarter. Heskins and Pressler with the only players to score so far for Wayne Hills. Heskins with 5, Pressler with 4. But Anthony, as we expected, a slow-paced defensive battle. Pressler in the corner, trying to get a screen from Davies. He's double-teamed now. That means somebody's open, and Davies gets it. But they helped out Dries quickly because Dries was wide open under the hoop. Haber from 3, and he hits it. That was Haber's first tray of the game, and it cuts the Valley lead to just 1. It's 13-12, and coming back the other way, they're going to call an elbow on Wayne Hills.
This has been a soft game, John. I mean, these fouls, let the boys play. This is Hills Valley. Let them play.
Yeah, this game has been called very tightly so far. Hills with 18 fouls in the first quarter. Well, 7. This is the 8 now. And Valley with 4. That's a lot of fouls for 8.5 minutes. As Larinaga hits the first one. John Larinaga with 4 points so far.
That's Tom.
Tom.
John
just
coming
came
into
in.
the game.
John just came in.
Twin brothers. Simple mistake.
I guess you could say John the lighter of the 2. Very small difference, but that might be the only way that you could tell the difference. Except, of course, Tom's 55 and John's 1. It's like the Della Volpes. Put a glove on him, and then you know who they are.
It's the only way I knew him.
Me too. Dries off the Davies screen, gets inside, kicks it out for Pressler. Nice tight pass there from Dries. The guards for Wayne Hills not able to get any penetration so far tonight. They've tried
on several occasions, but just haven't been able to break through. As there's Haber going baseline, and they say he stepped out of bounds. So just as Wayne Hills gets some penetration, the refs make another call, and it goes back over to Wayne Valley, leading by 3.
John, you see the mismatch now for Wayne Hills on the offensive side. You have John Larinaga covering Pressler. If you could get him off a screen, he definitely has a height differential. He could jump over that to hit a 3.
Well, Larinaga looking for Arkin. Down low to Harris Simchuk, kicked it out to John Larinaga. Over to his brother, back to Arkin at the top of the key. Heskin's got a hand in there, but Valley gets it back, and Pressler steals it away. He's by himself, so he's going to pull up and miss the 3. Davies with a strong rebound, hook shot. It's good. Peter Davies showing off some strong inside moves, and he cuts the lead to 1.
It's the matchup I like right there. Finally, key player coming alive.
Well, Davies his first basket of the night, and that was a strong play by him. He made that happen by himself after Pressler pulled up in transition, and they're going to call a travel on Tom Larinaga. With 6:10 to go in the second, Wayne Valley going to call a timeout. So, Anthony, the tempo of the game about what you expected so far?
Both of these teams run slow-paced offense. They try to slow the opposition down. And, well, when you have 2 matching offenses like that, you're going to have a very slow, low-scoring game unless each team catches fire.
Well, it's a very even matchup so far. Just what you would expect with 2 teams from the same town with similar enrollment. They cut the town right in half, so technically it's fair as it gets. They get the same funds. It should be like this, and it is. And it's exciting to see, as me and you have finally reached our senior year, that all these kids are kids we've grown up with. As like we mentioned before, both teams starting 4 out of their 5 starting positions as seniors. So these are kids we grew up with. It's exciting to call such a big game. This is really, of course, the playoffs will be big for both teams, but the culmination of their high school basketball careers is Dries is able to come away with that one after Dapolito poked it away. Dries getting inside. Dapolito gets the foul called on him after he stole it from Dries.
That's the first one that we've seen called against Valley that their fans don't like. And he's going to come out of the game. Mike Varelli's going to go in for him. Again, any of these guys can shoot. You put in a sub, he can shoot. So,
well, they might be calling this game tight, but they're calling it tight both ways. But, of course, we'd like to see the kids play as that pass handled by Pressler. As Mike Varelli is in the game for the first time. Haber at the top of the key on Harris Simchuk, swings it to Davies on the wing. Back over to Heskins now as Hills continues in that motion offense. Haber swings it to Pressler, posts up Davies. Working on Arkin. Davies pulls up, and he hits it. Peter Davies with a soft touch over Scott Arkin. And Wayne Hills takes the lead right back, 16-15.
Well, when you work a slow offense and you work it correctly, you're going to find the open man.
That's an impressive post move from Peter Davies, as that pass is intended for a father in the first row.
He was wide open, John. I understand the pass. Arkin's going to come out of the game. In comes the sophomore, Luke Primerano. And he's had some significant minutes now that their starting center and leading scorer, Chris Holmesy, has been out.
Well, it's always a big loss when you lose your leading scorer, so Valley's going to have to overcome that. But they do have some depth, as they've worked 9 guys in now to this rotation. 5 minutes to go in the second. Hills with their first lead in a while. They've been able to execute a little bit better here offensively in this quarter, and they're going to call another foul on Tom Larinaga as Anthony Varilli checks back into the game. He's going to replace Larinaga, who just picked up his second foul.
And this whole quarter has been dominated so far by Hills.
Dominated by the whistles as well. Pressler pulls up, contested shot off the backboard. Varelli was in Pressler's face and he shot it anyway. It was too long. Mike Varelli over to John Larinaga, who pulls up no good, rebounded by Dries. Dries realized he didn't have numbers. He's going to try to get it to a teammate, but it's knocked out of bounds by John Larinaga. Wayne Hills will retain possession. Anthony, Wayne Valley, the benefactors of 2 pairs of twins. That's a nice little added boost to have when they come in packages of 2.
That's something you don't see often, but that means the talent level is that much better.
And they're going to call a foul inside.
You see, that's the physicality of Davies that I like right there. I love that. That's another matchup. That's another matchup that I like. Davies is so much more physical than the centers on this team because they don't have Harris Simchuk down low.
Yeah, that's going to be a big factor in this game. As I was saying, both twins with similar skill sets. So it's like you're getting 2 of the same thing, so you could take them in and out whenever you feel like it. As Davies hits the first free throw, he's got 5 in this quarter, and both teams in the bonus now. That was Valley's 7th foul of the half, so with 4:27 to go, any foul on the defensive end will lead to free throws. As Davies no good on the second. Haber couldn't bring in the rebound. He had 2 hands on it, but it was a little too high for him as Mike Varelli going to run the point, working on Mike Dries. Harris Simchuk in the corner pulls up no good. Rebounded by Dries. Good rebound there by a guard coming over. Not really involved in the play, but a good heads-up play to find the ball. Pressler going to swing it over here for Haber. Right in front of us, is able to keep
Ready
it in
for that one, John.
Haber gets inside, puts it up, no good. Rebounded by Primerano. No good on that 3-pointer is Primerano. And now Varelli going to take one, and he hits it. Mike Varelli with his first basket of the night. And just like that, Valley regains the lead.
Anyone can shoot. That's why this is a dangerous team.
Dries pulls up from the free throw line, and he hits, so Wayne Hills takes the lead right back.
Back and forth. This is what you love to see.
This
Competitive game.
This is what we expected, too. Although Valley, 2.5 games up in the standings, both teams figured to be pretty evenly matched. John Larinaga on Haber, back over to Varelli, to his brother. Mike, number 2, Anthony, number 23.
Dries almost poked that one away.
John Larinaga almost pulled up for it. It's going to be stolen by Davies. Davies running the break up ahead to Haber, and they're going to call a travel on Haber. He never dribbled.
Nope. Pass was too hard coming in from Davies. He just couldn't get a handle on it. Walked right with it.
Yeah, you got to put the ball on the floor, and Haber clearly didn't do that.
It almost seems a little shocked that he actually got the ball, didn't have time to dribble. So close to the basket.
It was a perfect pass from Davies as Mike Varelli misses on that jumper, rebounded by Davies again. 2:28 to go in the first half. Hills on top by 1. Will's back into the game. There he is off Haber's pass. Pressler open, pulls up from downtown, no good. His second miss, and John Larinaga pulls down the board.
Pressler has struggled a little bit this year from the 3-point line, something he's not used to.
I mean, Sam's
normally been the hot shooter.
Yeah, Sam, I was about to say that. He's one of the best shooters on the Swain Hills team. You see him working hard in the gym all the time on his jumper, and he's normally money, as is Lou Primerano from downtown. He hits the tray, and Valley goes back on top. And they get a steal now from the Varelli brothers. Mike gonna try to get it to Anthony. Pressler went for the steal, but Anthony able to get it back and keep it safe. Larinaga back to Harris Simchuk. But as we were saying, Pressler's the money shooter on this team, and he's been a little bit off so far this season as Davies brings in that rebound. 1:15 to go in the half.
See Sam wide open in the corner.
Heskins from way downtown, and he airballs that one short.
He had another step too, could have dribbled one in.
If he takes that from normal 3-point range, that's good. but he shot that from a couple steps beyond the arc, and it fell short. 1 minute exactly to go in this half. Low-scoring game, no doubt about that. Harris Simchuk to John Larinaga as Arkin gets ready to check back in. Mike Varelli back to John. And Mike short on that three-point attempt. Wills up ahead to Haber. He dribbles this time, but he airballs the finger roll. Valley gonna push it back the other way now.
That can't happen. That can't happen.
24 seconds to go. So Varelli just gonna hold it for the last shot here. Up by 1. 12 to go. But Haber blowing 2 fast break opportunities as Larinaga's no good on the three-point attempt. Long rebound to Heskins, 3 seconds to go. Matt across half court, gonna take it himself and lay it in. Matt Heskins finishes at the buzzer, and Wayne Hills will go into the locker room with a 1-point lead.
John, it was an interesting half. Back and forth for a while. It looked like Wayne Valley had the momentum in the first quarter. Hills came back in the second one to take a 1-point lead. Let's go over some stats for you right now. Heskins leads the team in assists with 3, and Davies leads the team in rebounds with 4.
And point-wise, Heskins has 7, Pressler 4, Davies 5, Haber 3, and Dries 2. So balanced scoring for Wayne Hills both ways. Very evenly matched game. Great defense as we expected. Both teams mediocre from beyond the arc shooting-wise. It's been a very evenly matched game, and it's going to be that way in the second half. So, I mean, that's basically all you can say about the half. It was a well-played game. And we'll be back with more from Wayne Hills High School after this.
4 wide receiver, 7 wide, back to pass. Throws the ball, and it's going to be intercepted by Roddy Dries. Dries has a cakewalk into the end zone, and Dries brings it in for the touchdown. What a turn of events, folks.
Welcome back to the second half of the second game of our basketball doubleheader between Wayne Hills and Wayne Valley. I'm John Vittas, joined with Anthony Scudillo as you see the Wayne Hills squad breaking the huddle for the second half, leading Wayne Valley by 1 point. Matt Heskins with the buzzer beater to give Wayne Hills the 1-point edge. As there you see first-year coach Paul Pollock for Wayne Hills, 1-4 in his early career, but he has his players buying into his system. They like him. They think he knows what he's doing. He does know what he's doing. And he's put together a new system here at Wayne Hills that they're not used to. That could explain the 1-4 start. A tough schedule also might be a reason. But he's a young guy.
They haven't played the easiest teams. They had to play Orange. Orange is a team with a lot of quicker players, a lot taller, so that was a difficult task. You can't really blame them. They only lost by 5 in that game. You know, turnovers has really killed them. They have 3 tonight. If they can keep that number down and start hitting some shots, and you know, you saw in the second quarter they started spreading the wealth a little bit. You know, you had Davies scoring, Darius scored. You have some people. You know, as long as they can spread the ball out, their offense is going to flow very nicely.
Well, both teams have balanced scoring. Neither team has anyone with more than 7 points. Heskins with 7 for Hills, and Varelli with 5 to lead Wayne Valley. But of course, it's a very low-scoring game as we get things going here in the third quarter. Larinaga down low to Harris Simchuk, who gets rejected. And Larinaga will pull up short on the three-pointer. Harris Simchuk to Dapolito, who pulls up from 10 feet off the back of the iron. Offensive rebound back to Valley. Harris Simchuk to Varelli for 3, and he finally hits it. Just as the first half started, the second half starts the same way with Anthony Varelli hitting a 3-point goal.
Well, you saw that offensive rebounding for Valley was key.
You got to rebound if you're on defense. They gave Valley 4 opportunities to score there, and eventually they were going to put it in the basket. Davies pumps. I don't think he's going to be taking too many of those.
Well, he took one against DePaul off the back iron.
Davies posting up on Keene. Tries to bank it, no good. Rebounded by Harris Simchuk. Dapolito to Tom Larinaga, who's going to drive baseline, pull up from 15 and hit it. There's Tom Larinaga with his first bucket of the half. He's got 6. And Valley, just like that, goes out to a 4-point lead.
They're a streaky shooting team. Sometimes they can turn it on.
Well, both teams are very streaky. All 10 players on the court could stroke it as Pressler hits a 3. Sam's first 3-pointer of the game. And Hills cuts it to a 1-point deficit.
If they could get him the ball with some space and he has the ability to shoot, it could be very costly for Wayne Valley.
Anthony Varelli gets that one to rim out, and Pressler with the board. 2 minutes into the third quarter. Dries drives up the middle, kicks it to Haber in the corner. Haber double teamed. Goes baseline, pulls up, a tough angle, no good. Rebounded by Keene.
That's where you want to penetrate and dish it out. He had Pressler open at the wing. He had just hit a shot. Sometimes you get hot after you hit that first one. Give him the ball.
Larinaga finds Varelli on the left wing. Back to Dapolito at the point. Larinaga looking to shoot at all times from long range, trying to create a little separation from Pressler. Couldn't do it. Gets inside, puts it up too hard off the glass. Long rebound's going to go into the crowd. They're going to give it to Wayne Valley. See the Goonies in the background. They've been pretty quiet, Anthony.
Oh, we said that. A lot of them came out. Not a lot of them have been yelling. It's been a quiet game for the Goonies. It's not the same as it used to be.
Well, Wayne Valley doesn't have any fans for them to yell at either.
This is true.
Larinaga back to Dapolito. The guards running things for Valley, as opposed to Hills, who gets all 5 people involved with that passing game. And Davies knocks out of bounds.
Come on.
Dapolito looking for someone. It's tipped by Haber, and it's going to go out of bounds. Smart play by Anthony Varelli to not trap himself in that corner and just let it go out.
Nice defense here, though, by Wayne Hills on this sequence. They're forcing some tough passes.
Well, we've seen that from both teams in this game, as Larinaga's going to pull up, misses it again, and he has not been on tonight. Harris Simchuk with the offensive rebound, and he's fouled by Heskin. So that's a matchup we saw Wayne Valley take advantage of in the first half, and they're going right back to it.
You've seen, though, Larinaga has had some openings. That's something they were able to hold down after his first few shots in the first quarter. Pressler had played pretty tight man. He's got to keep up with him now.
Harris Simchuk hits his first free throw. All 4 of his points have come by way of free throws. But Tom Larinaga has chucked up at least 4 or 5 threes so far. He's hit just 1. Harris Simchuk hits the second as Valley extends their lead to 3. Dries on Dapolito. Davies looked for Heskin's cutting, but he didn't get any separation. Davies with a nice move down low, and he finished it at the glass. Peter Davies with his first bucket of the half. And Hills cuts it to 1.
It was a great little give-and-go sequence there from Dries back to Davies. Finally, the Goonies begin to talk.
Well, Davies made a nice cut and a nice finish at the rim. A beautiful play by the football players as now Anthony Varelli drains his 3rd 3 of the night. He now leads all scorers with 11.
Can't leave him open.
Valley with a 4-point advantage. Hills trying to get things going on offense. Midway through this third, Dries gets inside, somehow able to get a shot off. Clearly fouled as he got tied up. Foul on Dapolito.
Called that one on the floor.
Interesting.
Looked like he was already in the air when he got hit, but
I mean, Dries hangs in the air a long time. I don't know if it's that long. They didn't give him the continuation. I mean, I thought that was clearly should have been 2 shots. Harris Simchuk wide open from 15, no good. As Pressler got popped by Larinaga, who was coming in for the board. There you see Sam looked a little rattled after that hit. And they say it went off Pressler, so Dapolito will inbound for the Indians. And now they're going to call a foul on Larranaga.
Well, that one was pretty clear from here. We had a perfect view of that. John pushed right off of Pressler. The intensity's coming out.
Well, you'd expect this game to get a little chippy. I mean, it's personal when these two teams hook up, and they're going to call a travel on Haber. Second time he's done that tonight. So a turnover for Haber. His third turnover. 3:44 to go in the third. Here's Virilli in the corner, way short. Looked to be hacked by Dries. No call.
After the shot.
Haber off the Davies screen. Couldn't get the pick and roll to work. There's Dries wide open in the corner. No good. Rebounded by Virilli. Keene eventually gets the ball. As Virilli going to slow things up on the right wing. Dapolito pulls up from downtown. Not going to count. They call a foul inside on Mike Dries.
That one's going to go on Pete. You might see Girardello come back in relatively soon.
Well, that's Peter's second foul. So he did a good job of staying out of foul trouble tonight.
Again, calling it soft.
Larranaga gets inside. They're going to call a foul. That might be Davies' third. It's either on Haber or Davies. And they give it to Haber. So that's a break for Wayne Hills. As Davies was just standing there, but Larranaga did make contact with him.
Looking to take the charge. Smart play by Pete. Just got to step out a little earlier. Larranaga was driving to that hole hard.
His first free throw is good. Tom with 7 points now. Hills starting to fall behind here. They've given up 10 points already midway through this quarter. Second free throw is no good, rebounded by Davies, and they're going to call another foul. And that's actually going to be a violation on Pressler. Anthony, these refs came to make a difference tonight.
Yeah.
And Larranaga hits the third. So that violation on Pressler ends up burning Wayne Hills as it costs him a point, and now Valley leads by 6.
I'd like to see some more post play from the Wayne Hills offense. We saw Pete was able to get by his man Andrew Keene a few times already.
Coach Pollock calling out a new set as everyone stopped for a second. As Pollock's going to call a timeout as he realized they were generating nothing on offense. So he's going to go to the clipboard and try to change things up as Valley is starting to take control of this game, leading 32-26 with 2:49 to go in the third. I mean, what do they have to do on offense, Anthony?
John, you saw when they were initially scoring, they were finding the open man. Now they're not finding the open man. We saw Dries drive to the hole and get fouled. They called it on the floor, but you see he's just trying to make something happen. If you're going to make something happen, drive to the hole and then dish it out, because you have help defense from this Wayne Valley. You know, that's their scheme, help defense. They're going to crash inside when you drive inside. So, I mean, somebody's going to be open outside. Find that open man on the wing and, you know, let them hit the threes. We saw Pressler hit that 1-3, and then he was wide open again. He didn't get the ball, and, you know, you go cold. That's the kind of guy that you need to get the ball consistently in order for him to get hot.
Well, Wayne Hills' defense has been great tonight, holding a strong Wayne Valley offensive team to just 32 points in 2.5 quarters. But the offense for Wayne Hills has been stagnant as Wayne Valley's defense has slowed down that passing game. And Wayne Hills, they haven't gotten open three-point looks all night. I mean, they've only hit 3 3-pointers, and they've all been contested. Will's got a couple open looks. We saw Dries with that one wide-open shot a couple minutes ago, and he missed that. But the three-point, it's not, as Davies gets inside, and Davies lays it in, so there's a little offense for you, as Davies hits his second field goal of the quarter. He now has 9 to lead Wayne Hills. But they haven't been able to get open shots around the perimeter, which, I mean, you never want to rely on the three-point baskets, but it's been Wayne Hills' bread and butter the last couple of years.
And when you have a team that can shoot as well as they can, go to it.
I mean, Wayne Valley's been better from beyond the arc. They have 6 three-pointers tonight, doubling up Wayne Hills. Drees gonna draw the block. Mike Drees went in with the head of steam, but they say that Dapolito wasn't set, or it might have been Varelli.
It was going to be Varelli.
Yeah, Varelli gets
He
the
wasn't
foul.
inside enough there to call that a charge. Good call.
Well, they're going to call it on the floor again. Another tough break for the Patriots, as Drees again not getting free throws. But those two know each other from the football field. They covered each other.
See Drees try to penetrate again. They have Davies underneath still.
Well, Drees is one of Wayne Hills' quickest players. So if anyone can penetrate, it's probably going to be him. As he comes around Keeney's double team, finds Haber in the corner, and he hits it. Darius Haber with his second three-point goal of the night off the feed from Matt Heskins. And just like that, Wayne Hills back to within 1. They cut that 6-point deficit down to a single point.
It's exactly what you look for coming out of a timeout. Refresh your offense,
There you
figure
go.
out a new scheme.
Here we go. That's what you're paying the new coach the big bucks for. Anthony Varelli hands it off for Dapolito. Here's your Globetrotter motion again. Larinaga got inside. Nice pass to Keene down low. And he puts it in and one. The sophomore Keene drawing the foul on Davies. Coach Pollock doesn't like the call.
Again, I hate to sound biased at this point, but Pete just had his hands up, didn't move.
I agree with you. And Coach Pollock especially unhappy that that's Davies' third foul. Of course, it is late in the third, 52 seconds to go. It'll be interesting to see if Giardello comes in. He doesn't appear to be getting off the bench. Keene's free throw, no good, not even close. And they're gonna call a foul on Larinaga, that's his third.
It's Heskins' second rebound on the night.
Drees inbounding to Pressler, will give it back to Mike. 47 seconds to go in the quarter. Coach Pollock setting up the offense. Both teams have been in a man-to-man defense all night. Pressler trying to get it to Davies, didn't have the soft hands to bring it in.
Pressler had the shot, looked a little,
I was going to say
nervous
that.
there.
Pressler had a look, but tried to give an easier layup to Davies. Was a little bit covered, but Peter couldn't bring it in. 18 seconds, Larinaga gonna hold for the last shot. 12 to go. Really coming off a few screens. Drees did a good job to fight around him. 5 seconds to go. Harasimchuk gonna kick it out to Varelli, open for 3, no good. Rebounded by Haber, who's gonna chuck it up from half court, not even close.
Oh.
So after 3 quarters of action here from Wayne Hills High School, the Indians of Wayne Valley lead Wayne Hills by a score of 34-31. Stay tuned for the final quarter of action.
High formation for the Patriots right now, and the fans are on their feet. Monahan, look at that, he's back in the pocket, and he's going for Greg Olson, and he got it! He got it! Touchdown, Patriots! Touchdown, Patriots!
Back here at Wayne Hills High School, where Wayne Valley leads Wayne Hills 34-31. Wayne Hills trying to make a comeback as Valley outscored them 14-10 in that third quarter, with Anthony Varelli leading the way with 11 points. Drees trying to kick it out for Pressler, and they're going to call a block on Keene. Valley wanted to charge on Drees, but they didn't get it. And now Arkin's going to come back in for the second time tonight.
We saw Wayne Valley win the first quarter and the third quarter. Hills winning the second quarter. Let's see if they can win the fourth.
Well, the fourth is when it matters most. Pressler looking for Davies, gets it to him. They collapse on Peter, and they're going to call a reach in on the floor. But there's a chance to open up opportunities if you're Wayne Hills. Davies drawing a lot of attention down low. 3 guys collapsing on him there. That's going to leave 2 guys wide open around the arc.
And that's exactly what you want. Drive and dish it out.
Oh, and Haber loses the ball. Harris Simchuk on the break. Going to take it back out. Didn't like what he had. But a bad pass from Haber as there was a little confusion, some miscommunication as Haber was trying to get it to a teammate that was very close to him. And the ball went one way and the player went the other. Larinaga gonna kick it out to Dapolito, no good. And he's gonna go out of bounds off Davies.
Got to hold on to those rebounds, John.
Down low to Harris Simchuk, who lays it in. Once again, Andrew Harris Simchuk taking advantage of the lack of defense by Matt Heskins. And Harris Simchuk now with 7 and Valley with a 5-point lead. Dries pumps, gets it to Heskins, who's going to fire away. No good. Rebound to Dapolito. Dapolito running the 4-on-3 break. They give it to Harris Simchuk, and they're going to call a travel on Andrew. I thought that Heskins did a good job of establishing himself, so it should have been a charge. But either way, Wayne Hills gets the ball. But a good hustle by Heskins as he was on the other side of the court. When the pass went to Harris Simchuk, he stepped in and played some good hard-nosed defense.
That was a win-win either way you put it, John. It was going to be Hills' ball regardless.
Heskins goes baseline, gives it to Pressler, fadeaway 18-footer, it's good. Sam Pressler with his 4th basket of the night, and he cuts the lead to 3.
Hills needs to make a run here, a defensive stop, hit a 3, back in this game.
Pressler with 9 points now to lead Wayne Hills, or actually tied with Davies, as Haber pokes that one away, and they're going to call a foul on Dapolito, who got in the way of Haber. Dapolito not happy, but probably a good call. Haber with nice hustle play there. Looks like he's going to go to the line for 1-1. That's the 7th foul on Valley, as they're going to take a timeout, and so will we, with 5:56 to go here in the 4th.
First down, Horsell back to pass. Excellent protection all the time in the world. Looking downfield, looking for Van Penen, triple covered, sticks it in there, flags on the play. Van Penen ahead to the 20, looking for the sideline. He's across the 10, near the goal line, dives. Touchdown, Ray Van Penen.
As there you see Wayne Valley breaking a very negative huddle, as we heard during the break. The coach getting on them for not attacking the shooters, as Wayne Hills has finally been able to get some space to shoot their famous 3-point goals. As we saw Haber and Pressler hit a couple in this quarter. Wayne Hills trails by 3. Haber at the line for a 1-and-1. Very important to hit the first one. Darius Haber with 6 points so far tonight. And he quick trigger, he hits that one.
Ooh. Normally you see a little bit of setup for free throw shooting. He just shot that one right up.
Oh, that one was quick too, but he misses it. Rebounded by Harris Simchuk. Anthony Varelli trying to get inside. Dapolito going to reset things for Wayne Valley. As Dries with a nice steal, he gets it to Pressler, and it's stolen right back by Dapolito. Valley with some numbers. They give it to Harris Simchuk with a strong finish at the rim. Andrew Harris Simchuk with his 6th point of the half. And Valley goes back up by 4. He was double teamed and somehow got it in there. And now Wayne Hill's double teamed. And they're gonna turn it over. So their coach getting on them in the huddle, and they've come out with some fire out of that break.
Had Davies underneath there on Larinaga.
And that's the definition of a good coach. Getting your players to respond in the 4th quarter of a close game. Larinaga gonna take a tough off-balance shot. No good, it's gonna go out of bounds off of Davies. Oh, they give Hills the ball. I was anticipating a Wayne Valley ball. And they gave Wayne Hills the benefit of the doubt. I mean, you could tell they weren't sure, so when a ref hesitates and then makes a bad call,
goes to the whole team.
He sets himself up for some abuse.
Oh. Take it as it comes.
And they get paid for this.
That'll be a nice paycheck.
Davies to Dries. Dries off that screen. They try the pick and roll. And there's the hold by Davies. That one was obvious. That's Davies' 4th foul as Coach Pollock gets on him for a dumb play. Harris Simchuk was closer to the ball than Davies was. Davies knew he wasn't going to get there, and he tried to hold up Harris Simchuk to let the ball go out of bounds, but
can't do that in basketball. That's his football mentality.
And they don't call holding on a defensive end too often, so he probably does that a lot. Pirelli to Larinaga in the corner. Back to Dapolito with a 4-point lead and 4 minutes to go. You can't fall behind by too much with no shot clock and patient offenses. As they're going to call a foul on Pressler, so after they let a lot of time burn off the clock, they commit a foul, but fortunately for Wayne Hills, that's their 6th foul of the half, so it'll be a side out for the Indians. Any defensive foul from here on out will lead to free throws, or at least 1 free throw. Dapolito can't find anybody, and he eventually get it to Harris Simchuk in the corner. Time was ticking. Here's Arkin. Back to Dapolito.
Hills is going to need to stop soon if they want to come back. Like you said, slow-paced offenses.
Yeah, you can never fall too far behind in a low-scoring game with these style of play. Arkin on the wing, guarded by Davies. As they are wasting a lot of time. 40 seconds has burned off on this possession. Playing a little keep away. And they're going to call a foul on Pressler. So after all that, Larinaga is going to get a chance to score from the line. If you're going to do that, do it earlier in the possession. That's Pressler's 4th.
Not a smart foul.
And that's I mean, if Wayne Hills,
one of their best shooters.
If Wayne Hills is down in a minute or two and they have to foul, and Davies and Pressler both with 4, that could be a problem. You might have to see Coach Pollock go with one of those sub in and out every possession. Larinaga's free throw is good. He now has 9 points. And once again, Wayne Hills is going to have to bear down and hit their shots at this point. 3 minutes to go in the game. That one rattles out. Wayne Hills needs every break they can get right now. Heskins with the board. Dries double teamed. Heskins finds Haber on the other side. Haber drives down the middle, pulls up from 12, and it's good. Darius Haber hits that one, and Hills cuts it to a 3-point disadvantage. And just like that, Coach Paula calls a quick timeout with 2:55 to go. 3-point deficit for Wayne Hills, and then he assessed their chances to come back.
Well, John, this is what I would, if I was Coach Palick, this is what I would do here. You know Valley's going to try to keep it outside. They're not going to penetrate. So I put in John Giardello to foul when Scott Arkin gets the ball. This way you have an average shooter at best on the free throw line, try to get the rebound on the 1-and-1, maybe call a timeout and put Davies back in or something like that. That's the only way that I could see them, they're not going to steal it, so they're going to have to foul quick.
Well, the next minute or two, Wayne Hills is going to have to try to steal the ball and try to force Wayne Valley to eventually take a shot. Once it gets under 1:30, 1 minute, Wayne Hills is going to have to foul, and you're going to have to play the percentages and figure out who's their worst free throw shooter and hope that one of your two players with 4 fouls doesn't commit the foul, because Pressler and Davies are both key components to Wayne Hills' success. But it's only a 3-point game, 1-possession game. If Hills can force a turnover and hit a 3 just like that, it's tied in a hurry. So 2:30 to go now. Arkin on Davies, over to Dapolito. I mean, Anthony, who do you think, you mentioned Arkin, who else might be a weak free throw shooter for Valley?
They really don't have, these are all shooters. Maybe Justin, but even Justin, he can shoot. This is time when I like I said, I would have put in John Giardello to foul, and now look at the clock keeps on ticking.
Well, Laranaga's missed 3 tonight. He's 4 for 7 from the line, and Harris Simchuk is 5 for 6. So those two guys have been fairly solid. 1:52 to go now in the game. As Wayne Hills just can't take the ball away. Some great ball movement and ball handling from Wayne Valley. As they're going to call a turnover on Dapolito. They called a double dribble.
Like I said, there have been some questionable calls tonight.
I mean, I hate to get on the refs, but they have not been good,
to say the least.
Well, Wayne Hills gets that turnover they needed, and with 1:33, Coach Palick going to try to diagram a play. I mean, it's going to be clutch if Wayne Hills can come back. But, I mean, with 1:33 and Wayne Valley showing off the ability to hold on to the ball, Wayne Hill's going to have to hit a shot here.
I wouldn't be surprised if they put in Scott Wills right now. Big time for a freshman, huh?
That's a lot of pressure to put on a 14-year-old kid.
Well, they know he can shoot. They put him in to shoot earlier. You saw.
He's 0 for 3.
As soon as he got in, he popped them up, though. They have confidence in him.
He's not afraid. He's confident, and so is the coach, like you said. But in this situation, it's not like Wayne Hills doesn't have other kids that can hit shots.
No. But like we saw before, Pressa was, he looked a little timid when he put one up. They haven't been able to get it low to Davies, and they haven't been getting fouls up in the air. All the fouls have been on the floor, so the free throw shooting hasn't been fantastic. I wouldn't be surprised if they fouled Darius quick, because Darius is one of the weaker free throw shooters, although most of these guys are shooters, so they can hit the shot. So
that could be a strategy Wayne Valley looks to use here, but up by 3, you just kind of want to hope they don't hit a shot. I mean, your chances of them missing a shot are probably higher than them missing free throws. 1:24 to go. Davies going to give it to Pressler. Haber around the screen, no good. It's going to go to Heskins on the offensive rebound. Matt Heskins to Dries in the corner. 1:10 to go in the game. Dries going to reset it. They're looking for a 3. Dries gets inside, kicks it out to Pressler, over to Haber. 1 minute to go. Back to Dries. Heskins back to Haber. They're looking for a 3. You can see it. Haber going to pull up from 18. No good again. The long rebound tipped out. It's going to go to Haber. It's knocked out of bounds by Dapolito, but it's going to go back to Wayne Hills with 44 seconds to go.
Got to find an open shooter, John.
They wanted a backcourt. It looked like Davies tipped it, and he probably did. He didn't have possession. I don't know if that's considered a backcourt.
Dapolito tipped it as well, though, once he got in the backcourt.
Dries looking for Haber in the corner, back to Pressler, 33 seconds to go. And Coach Pollock gonna call a timeout. His team not able to get any open shots. Great defense from Wayne Valley. And with 31.8 on the clock, Wayne Hills still with the ball. And Coach Pollock looking to diagram and play. This is why they brought him in.
He needs to come up with something special here.
I mean, the upside, the good news is that you have shooters. The bad news is Wayne Valley's playing tremendous defense.
I think you need to get Davies up top, set a hard screen on someone, and I feel like the best shooter in this situation, even though he hasn't taken a lot of shots tonight, is Pressler. I feel if you can get him open, he's going to hit the shot.
I mean, Sam's a clutch player, as is Matt Heskins. To me, those are the two guys I want shooting the ball. Dries more of a point guard, Haber a younger kid. He's hit shots tonight, though. And I'm certainly don't want Davies shooting a three. As there you see Pressler going to inbound. A lot of times you see the inbounder come off a screen and hit a shot. As they're going to give it to Dries, who's going to take it beyond half court. And Dries looking to drive. Triple team gives it to Davies. Davies having some trouble. Heskins around the screen. Heskins driving and he lays it in. 14 seconds to go and Coach Pollock calls a quick timeout. So a nice play from Matt Heskins after they improvised a little bit. And Wayne Hills cuts it to a 1-point game.
Well, John, do you go for the foul or do you go for the steal?
I think you got to foul quick.
You go for the steal on the first pass. You go for the steal on the first pass and then immediately foul. There's 13.7 seconds. You got to leave yourself at least 8 or 9. But the good news for Hills is even if Valley hits both their free throws, they have a chance to at least tie the game. I mean, you know Wayne Hills is going to get a shot to at least tie the game.
Well, you just saw Matt Collum come up to the scorer's board. He looks like he's going to check in for the foul.
Yeah, that's what they're going to do.
They need to. They wasted a lot of time on that offensive possession. A lot of time. Way too much.
They got the ball with a minute 15 around there, and they end it with 13.7. So, I mean, they got the job done, but they wasted a lot of time. But it's gonna be an exciting finish. Once again, 13.7 seconds in. Matt Collum checking into the game.
As well as John Giardello.
John Giardello as well. And of course, Pressler and Davies out with 4 fouls apiece. Anthony Varelli going to inbound for Valley. They give it to Harris Simchuk in the corner. They wanted a foul on him, and now they're going to have to foul Varelli. Heskins went to foul Harris Simchuk, but he had already given up the ball. And now a good free throw shooter in Anthony Varelli will go to the line, shooting 1-1. That's another key.
Well, you have a good free throw shooter on the line. Well, we haven't seen him tonight, have we?
Well, we haven't, but
well, he's hit some big threes, huh?
Yeah, we're assuming he's a good free throw shooter.
Oh, sometimes
the Goonies are standing extra pressure on a 1-1. If he misses it, it's a free ball, and he hits it. A clutch free throw from Anthony Varelli. 12 points for him to lead all scorers tonight. 11.5 on the clock. His second. It's good. Timeout, Wayne Valley. Anthony Varelli with ice water in his veins hits a pair from the line. And once again, Wayne Hills finds themselves down by 3 with 11 seconds to go. But now, do you go for 2 or 3 if you're Wayne Hills?
You have to go for 3. Unless you get fouled on the 2.
Or
unless you expect to score so quickly that you're going to get the ball back.
If they're going to give you an easy layup, take it, I think. Because it shouldn't take you more than 4 or 5 seconds. As the Goonies chanting 48-0, which of course was the score of the state quarterfinal football game where Wayne Hills beat Wayne Valley 48-0. As they're now mocking each other.
This is great. You gotta love this.
As they finally got something going. It
took them to the end of the game.
It took them a great game to finally get into it. As you see next to your starting quarterback in the top left corner of your screen. in the white.
This year's starting quarterback too. We're going to need something quick
the
here.
year after.
He's going to come out of high school early, playing the Canadian Football League.
All right, well, it's time to get serious. 11.5. Dries going to take it. 9 seconds to go. Dries looking for a 3. He can't get an open shot. Davies going to take it. No good. Rebounded by Larinaga. Spelled by Wills with 1.8. What was Davies thinking?
What was Dries thinking giving him the ball?
Well, he was hoping that somebody else would get open and Davies would pass it to him.
That's what happens when you have everybody cluttered in one area.
You gotta have a sense of awareness if you're Peter Davies. You can't take that shot. I know time's ticking down, but there were still 5 seconds when he put it up. And no one crashed the boards. That's another criticism. I don't know about this call for Valley. First free throw, no good. They're gonna have to chuck it up. Davies, a half-court shot. Oh, it's just short. It's just short. He almost had it. That would have tied the game. Woo! And it ends in heartbreak for Wayne Hills as Valley is able to pull out the 41-38 thriller and get revenge from their loss from last year.
Well, John, Hills does have an easier schedule upcoming, but now at 1-5, it's going to be harder for them to make a push for, make a case for them to be a state contender. One of the things that killed them tonight, though, again, the turnovers. Pressler had 2, Heskins had 1, Darius had 4, and Dries had 2. That's something you don't want to see out of a team when you're trying to have a slow offense. You can't do that when you have a slow offense.
I mean, that's 10 team turnovers for Hills. That's too much, like you said, and especially in a close, tight defensive game, you especially can't have the turnovers. I mean, look at the score, 41-38. That's such a low-scoring game. I mean, I know they only played 32 minutes, but still, it was a game where the slightest mistake could cost you the game. And we saw a lot of mistakes from Wayne Hills, like Anthony mentioned. They hit some shots, but not enough. Anthony Varelli was clutch for Wayne Valley. He hit 3 3-pointers. He led the way with 13 points. I mean, a good game. I mean, the fans saw what they came out to see. They saw a close game that came down to the wire. And unfortunately for the home team, Wayne Valley comes out on top by a score of 41-38.
Well, they do play Valley a little later in the season before states or counties, so we'll be there.
I did not know that.
We'll be there.
That's going to be exciting. So this edition number 2 of Wayne Hills Wayne Valley basketball style goes to the Indians. They're now tied at 1 in the series. It should be exciting every time they come together. But that's going to just about do it here from Wayne Hills High School. Wayne Hills not able to come out on top. Valley wins the game by a 41-38 score. We hope you enjoyed your doubleheader telecast of Wayne Hills Wayne Valley basketball. The Wayne Hills girls were able to pull it out earlier. Unfortunately, the boys not able to do so. So for everyone on our broadcast team that stuck it out for the 2 games, we thank you for your service. A great job as usual. For my fellow announcers, Anthony Scudillo, Thomas Auerbach, Nick Decicco, Joe Rapp, I'm John Vittas saying have a great night from Wayne Hills.